Then moved on to San Francisco, where they dropped 2 more in a row until Jose Rios stopped the bleeding Saturday night. The Reds concluding their road trip Sunday afternoon when they ran into John Burkett, going for his 8th victory. Got some help from his defense. Kevin Mitchell and Will Clark had problems at the plate, but still flashing the good leather. The Reds, a little defense of their own. Robbie Thompson, the liner, and Juan Sam. Wow! A leaping grab. 4th inning, 1-0 Reds, and Barry Bonds against John Smiley. Lefty against lefty, and it left the yard. 11th on the year for Bonds, and we're tied at 1. Still tied at 1 in the 7th. Matt Williams against Smiley. Gone. 14th on the year. Giants led it 2-1. Tied at 2 in the bottom of the 9th. And the bases are loaded. Thompson, Williams, Bonds. Greg Cadaret walks Todd Benzinger, the former Red. And that brings in the game winner. The Giants pick up the victory. Reds glad to get out of town. Glad to get out of California. 3-2 the final. Burkett gave up 5 hits in 8 innings of a no-decision afternoon. The Reds replaced by Dion on Saturday. Jeff Blauser at first. Dave Justice thought he got all of this one. Just about. 409 feet. Blauser scores 1-0 Braves. Justice 2 RBIs. The 7th, Mets madness in effect. Otis, the comebacker. Saberhagen to Fernandez to Hojo, who gets Lemke. Now Nixon's hung up, but Hojo misses the tag. Jeff Kent will not be able to beat Otis back to first. Dallas Green doing his best Jeff Torborg impersonation. Nothing. Meanwhile, Steve Avery poisoned to the Mets thanks to plays like this one. Otis on Vince Coleman got the great jump, and the Braves will hold on to win it by the final of 2-1. Mike Stanton, 17 saves, 17 opportunities. That's in the first 45 games for Atlanta. This was Saberhagen's 5th loss.
Off, watching the A's up 1-0 in the 4th. Frank Thomas, and get out of here. That ties it at 1. 8th home run of the year for Frank Thomas. As Bo predicting a day for the long ball. Tied at 1, Wilson Alvarez throwing a no-hitter with 5 walks into the 6th, but the masterpiece broken up by this piece of artwork from Dave Henderson. 3rd solo homer in as many days. And then in the bottom of the 8th, the A's up 4-1. Joe Baver pitching. George Bell in a hurry. The 2-run shot got the White Sox to within a run at 4-3. Eckersley had pitched 4 straight days coming into this day. Tied in the 9th and then to the 10th. Goose facing Bell, and that drops for a 2-bagger. Joey Cora coming from first, and he's in with the winning run. Bell goes 3 for 5 and drives in 3. Roberto Hernandez pitched 3 scoreless innings for the Sox, who have not been swept by the A's in Chicago in 23 years. Terry Steinbach had a 2-run homer for Oakland. In Texas, the Angels and the Rangers, Todd Burns in the 3rd, facing Luis Polonia. The drag bunt, Dean Palmer, let's count. 1, 2, 3 times the 4, he couldn't come up with it. Then Chili Davis with a base hit through the left side. Kerry DiSarcina in 1-0 California. Tim Salmon with a liner. Boy, Dean Palmer having one of those days. Angels up 3-0. Torey Lovello toward the corner and right. And that drops in. Tim Salmon makes it 4-0 Angels, and then his home run, the 7th of the year for him. He drove in 4 as California beats up on Texas. Salmon spent some of his youth in the Dallas area, had 20 family members attending. The 92 minor league player of the year. Now 25 runs batted in for the season, and Nolan Ryan has returned home and will not make the Rangers' 9-game road trip that begins Monday.
L-HEREDIA got into trouble in the 1st inning in this one. Bases loaded. What was that? Dave Hollins brings in Lenny Dykstra, and we're tied at 1. Bases still loaded. Next batter is Darren Daulton. He hits a bullet. Larry Walker has a hard time finding the handle on this one. That allows all 3 runners to score. 4-1 Phil. Say goodbye to Gill. No innings pitched. Daulton 2 for 3, 4 RBIs. Incaviglia. Go on. 2-run homer off Sergio Valdez. 7-4 Phils. They would tack on 7 more and cruise by the final of 14-7. Terry Mulholland got the win despite being hit by a liner in the 5th. He left the game but said he hopes to avoid missing his next start. To Florida, the Cubs and the Marlins, and Jack Armstrong at the plate. 1-0 Cubs. Bases loaded for Jack. He sends it the other way, brings in a pair of runs, and the Marlins lead it 2-1. 6th inning, Frank Castillo at 3rd. Mark Grace to Jeff Conine. Conine is coming home. Benito tags out Castillo. 4-2 Marlins in the 9th. Brian Harvey against Willie Wilson, and he gets the whiff. Harvey racks up his 14th save. Marlins win it by the final of 4-2. Armstrong allowed 6 hits through 7+ innings of work. He didn't post his 4th win last year with the Tribe until August 10th. The Astros back in San Diego. Craig Biggio, 8-3 Astros in the 5th. This looked like he was fisting it out, and it goes out. 4 for 5 on the day for Biggio. Astros up 9-3. Now it's time for the adventures of Derek Bell, looking like a wide receiver, robbing Jeff Bagwell. Bagwell again, testing Bell again. Bell, who would also homer in the afternoon, looking like Tommy Agee. In the 6th, 9-6 Astros. Gwynn doubles to left. Craig Shipley scores. San Diego down 2. Never fear, says Art. Howe brings in Doug Jones, and he gets the whiff. The Astros hold on to win it by the final of 9-7. The Astros produced a season-high 16 hits, helping Greg Swindell snap a 3-game skid. We will bring you highlights later of the Dodgers' win over the Rockies. Ramon Martinez tossed a 3-hitter. Eric Davis hit a home run. We will also bring you highlights of the Cards' extra inning win over the Pirates. Rod Brewer brought in the game winner of the sac fly. Lee Smith earned the win despite being tagged for a game-tying homer.
Second best hitting team. Cecil Fielder does some hitting of his own off Matt Young, his 8th home run of the year in a 2-0 Detroit lead. Bottom of the 4th with 2 out. Albert Bell, and it's up there, it's out there. It's his 15th home run, which leads the major leagues there. 425 feet, the Indians within a run. Then tied in the 6th, Vermeen and Lofton go at each other. They were okay, and the catch was made. Still in the 6th. Matt Young with a fastball. Mickey Tettleton. Lofton runs out of room, and the Tigers with a 4-2 win. Fielder has hit more homers against Cleveland than any other team, 24. And the good pitching we talked about, Mark Leiter allowing just 2 runs. He worked into the 7th. Detroit, 12 games over 500 for the first time since August of '91. Bell is moving up on the bell ringer chart. His home run at bat ratio second to Juan Gonzalez of taking in the game. Top of the 6th, Red Sox 2-1. Paul O'Neill driving this one toward the left field wall and over the wall for a solo homer in a tie game. Greg Harris in trouble with Gerald Williams at 3rd, but he gets Spike Owen, and then he gets Pat Kelly and got out of it. Bottom of the 7th, tied at 2. Mo Vaughn already with 1 home run. There's a nice-looking swing. Another home run. First 2 home run game of his career. Mike Easler, the hitting coach, helping that out as the Red Sox go on to win it 5-2. Paul Quantrill scatters 6 hits, strikes out 5 in 6 innings. Leyritz and O'Neill each had a couple hits for New York. Red Sox take 2 of 3 from the Yankees. The ailing Twins in Toronto, and Pat Henkin, guy who was iffy, making the rotation, maybe even making the team in spring training, allowing just 1 run and 5 hits, working into the 8th inning. Bottom of the 3rd, weird play. Alomar with a bouncer off the bag. 1 run comes home. Devon White tries to score, but he is not safe. 1-0 Jays. Bottom of the 5th, 1-1. Alfredo Griffin, the shot toward right. In the park, but enough to get Darnell Coles home with a 2-1 Toronto lead. The Blue Jay mascot, who was tossed out of the game on Saturday for holding his nose in disapproval of the umpire, stayed in the game today. The Twins off to their worst start against the AL East since '86. Olerud went 0 for 3, but he still won it with 3 runs in the 9th. Rich Amaral had a single to snap the 7-all tie, and then Ken Griffey followed with a 2-run triple. Dave Fleming made his first start of the year in that game. Kevin Reimer went 3 for 3 in the series against the Orioles and drove in 8 runs overall. Fernando worked 5+ innings, gave up 8 hits and 4 earned runs as the last place O's tried their 32nd different lineup this season. Leo
and Eldred didn't get some help in the bottom of the 1st from his defense. Brady Anderson to Kevin Reimer. And Phil Garner can only shake his head. Brewers would get help from the right fielder. Tom Brunansky pulls it down. Tim Hewlett out. Fernando against Greg Vaughn. Runner goes. Jeff Tackett overthrows second. Darrell Hamilton goes to 3rd. Gets a stolen base. Tackett the air. That set up a score. It's 4-0 Brewers. Top of the 9th. Bases loaded. 5-1. Reimer, the roller. Leo Gomez, who would homer in this game, comes up. Pulls David Segui off the bag. The Orioles, a season-high 5 errors. 9-1, the final.
Against the Rockies, but he had it working against Joe Girardi, who doesn't get that. 8 strikeouts for Ramon, just 3 hits allowed. Willie Blair trying to stay right with him and gets Eric Davis. Game was scoreless through 6 and 1/2. Bottom of the 7th, Eric Karros in a 2-for-26 slump, but a big hit there through the left side, scoring Mike Piazza. Still in the 7th, Jody Reed brings home Corey Snyder. 2-0 Dodgers. It was 3-0 in the 8th. And here we go. Eric hits one up, out, gone. 3rd home run this year. The Dodgers do win it, so their 6th straight victory. Cardinals and the Pirates going at it in Pittsburgh. Jim Leyland giving the gum a workout. Jose Oquendo hits the grounder. Jay Bell is on it. The glove flip, and it's a 6-4-3 double play. Pirates led 2-1. Stan Belinda on in the 9th to save the game. Gerald Perry on at first. Belinda the pitch. Perry off to second. The throw by Tom Prince into center. Perry goes to 3rd. Then Bernard Gilkey, a check swing, but a high bounce. And the run scores. Cards would take a 3-2 lead. Bottom of the 9th. Leadoff hitter Kevin Young against Lee Smith. And Young goes deep to left. The game-tying home run. It's 3-all. Extra innings. In the 10th, Ozzie Smith is at 3rd. Rod Brewer, little fly ball. Orlando Merced the catch. That throw is not good. Run scores, and in town, the Pirates win it 4-3.